Hi, welcome back to our video series about creating a custom LMS system with Payload CSM. My name is Joshua, and in this video we are going to resume courses that we began the last time. So in the last video we created, let me shortly go on an individual course, we created this button and a server action that allows us to actually participate in a course and create a new course participation. Now, we have no way to resume a course, and if we would click this button, it would simply create more course participations. We want in this video to create a button or replace this button with a resume course and also make the courses resumable on the dashboard. So we have like a little bit of an overview of what courses we started. Now let's go into the code. The first thing we want to do is go into the course overview page. We have here the Start Course button, and the first thing is if we go on the course overview page, we want to check if there is a course participation by this user for the course. Now let's call Payload. So let's try calling Payload. Try const res or course participation res participation res equals await payload.find, and in here we are gonna search for collection participation, and we want everything where the course equals to the current course ID, course.course ID, and where the customer equals to the current user, equals user ID. I don't think, no, we have a user here. It also has ID. It's possibly null. Yes, might be. Okay, perfect. And let's prohibit the overriding of the access. So override access is false. We also pass on our user, and we want the participation object. So we're gonna create an empty one, const let participation. It can also be null. We import participation type from our payload types, and perfect, we got our participation. Lastly, we also need to catch the error. Catch error, console log, or no, actually we don't want to. Yes, if we have an error, we want to just log the error. And of course, we also need to assign the participation. Yes, if we go to docs 0. If we don't find a participation, it simply means the customer has not started this course yet. Let's now take this participation and go to our button. We're gonna check if there is a participation, then we want to resume it. So let's create a div for now, resume, and if there is no participation object, we allow the user to start it. In this case, let's go back to our course. Let's reload the course. And as we see, I actually misspelled it. It is resume. It's gonna take a moment until it reloads, but the main point is now we see we have a participation in this course, so we're not allowed to start a new course. What we want to do now is to create again a custom button that allows us to resume a course. This we do by creating a new component in our custom components. So in here we're going to create let's name it resume button.tsx. This resume button is going to export default function resume button, and it does not take a course ID, it takes a participation object. So resume button button. It has a participation of type participation. We also need to import this type and not misspell it. In here, we basically just need to parse what is in this object and then reroute the user to the correct course, because we have this participation object already, and it contains the course, it contains the user, and it contains its progress. Let's isolate the course. Const course from the participation. Also, let's get the length of the course, because we want to display like a small progress bar. Const course length equals length. No. Let's not misspell this as well. Course, and we have course dot curriculum dot length, and of course we have a progress, and we can calculate the progress of the course in percentage. So let's take this, but course might be null, so let's check for that, and let progress at least be 0. Now we have now everything we need to continue, so let's just create the UI. Return. This is going to return a link, so let's import the link, and the link is an href to the course participation. So dashboard participation, and of course here the participation ID, participation.id. That is everything. Oops, let's not get carried away with this. Let's style this link. So we have class name equals to, gonna give it a full width. We have BG teal 500, a hover of BG teal 600 with text white, with font bold. We actually just want to center the content and have a flex layout. Now let's just remove this, but we can keep the transition and round it. Also, let's add overflow hidden. Okay, and usually we have duration of 300. Now in this link, let's close it. Within this link, let's format the document. We will display the progress and the name of the course. We need to add another div, class name, flex row item center justify between, and we're gonna have a padding only on the left of 2. Let's close this div, because this is gonna contain everything. And here we have also we don't need a flex layout in here, because below this we're gonna display our progress bar. So let's do that first. Class name equals absolute bottom is 0, left is 0. It has full width. It has overflow hidden, and let's close it. In here we have now the actual progress width, which has class name equals height full. It has BG white. Actually, the transition does not really matter, because you're not going to see it making progress there, but width is going to be progress percentage. Perfect. Now let's get back here again. We're going to display the course title. So in here we have a paragraph of, yes, that works, course title, and we want an icon, class name, flex items, center, and justify center. It has a background of teal 600, so it's a bit darker than the button. It has a height of 12 and a width of 12. And in here, let's close the string. In here, we're going to add an icon, also from hero icons from the React Icons library, play. It has a class name and a width of 6 and a height of 6 as well. Let's close it. Now let's format this really quick, and actually we should already, so this is the reason button. We also need to include it in, not in our start course button, in our course page. So here we're gonna now put the resume button. What does it take again? And also it takes a participation object. So participation, and that should be it. If we go back to, let's log in and let's go to the course again. So wait a second. We see now the payload auth course, and we can continue it, but why is the, of course. Here we see we can continue it. Let's also wrap this into a smaller container. So we div class name with 72, and let's wrap it up, div. So it looks a bit better. But if we click this button, we should now be routed again to the participation. It's probably going to take a second until we get there, and we're there, the payload auth course. We also want to be able to resume all courses we started from the dashboard. And for this, we're going to simply edit the dashboard. So let's go to the dashboard. Here we have it. We also need to get all the participations that belong to the user. So in here, we're going to have let participations. This is actually an array of participations. So participation, yes, that is correct, but it can also be null. Null. Let's try to get it from payload. So try and let participations res equals await payload.find. And in here we want everything from the collection participation where the customer equals to the current user. We don't want to override the access. I'm going to pass the user. Just gonna take this and assign the participations. If we have an error for whatever reason, we're gonna log it, and perfect. Now we have the participations, and in a second step, we want to display them. Now, above our courses, no, actually, above this headline, we want to add another section, basically, that if there are participations and participation's length is bigger than 0, we want to display the Euro courses, and below that we're going to have a grid with all the buttons. Class name grid calls 3 and a gap of 4. In this grid we have a suspense, and we're going to map through all the participations. Now let me close this up so we don't get lost. Return. In here we're gonna return the resume button with a key participation ID and participation, that should already be enough. Let's close the suspense as well, and let's save it. And if we now go back to our course dashboard, we should see any second a button appear that lets us resume the course. And oh, here it is. Okay, actually it shows me more because before I recorded this tutorial, I created some other participations as well. And you can resume then here. But why grid calls, is it not in the correct layout? Because I misspelled grid. And we wait again a second. It is now displayed correct, and we can continue courses, we can start new courses, and we can also continue them when we're inside a course view, or we can continue one of our old participations. Now, this is it for this tutorial, and in the next tutorial we're gonna start displaying the actual course and give you the opportunity, or give the user the opportunity to work through them.